People think as I go through these teachings that maybe I come down a little bit too hard on Christianity. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm not coming down hard enough. Amen. Not Christians, but the system. But let me tell you something right now. The reason you have a problem is because you still have too much of it in you. It's a problem. It's messing with your thinking. It's messing with your perception. It's messing with your approach. It's messing with your halakha for sure. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry that I'm saying it to you. I'm sorry that you struggle with it. Because it's a problem. It's probably the biggest problem you have spiritually. More than just sin is wrong thinking that you're actually doing things right when you're not. At least with sin, when you do it, you probably know you shouldn't be doing it. I mean, that's usually not the problem there. You know that you shouldn't be doing it, but you struggle with the willpower and whatever it is that you need so that you can stop doing it. But you already know it's wrong to do. But it's the stuff that you kind of sort of know it's wrong, but you don't really want to kind of go all the way that way because the other side of you that was taught through the other system told you it was perfectly okay to go in that direction. The Son of Adam shall send out his messengers, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all the stumbling blocks and those doing lawlessness. Can you please realize that Christianity is a stumbling block at the minimum? Amen. Thinking like anything you were taught to think back then is a potential stumbling block. And you see how the stumbling blocks are being linked to what? Those doing lawlessness. Can we agree that Christianity teaches you to be lawless? I don't say they're teaching you to be horrible people. Now, let's face it, you were delivered, some of you, out from under the burdens of addictions, bad lifestyles, even a cult, or whatever it was through the church system. That's all good stuff. So don't tell me that don't accuse me of not saying you weren't saved on some levels when you were in church. But we're going to see in this teaching, if we can get there today or the next part, that Israel was saved out of Egypt, yes? Were they done being saved? Well, as soon as they came out of Egypt, they were almost right away saved again at the sea, weren't they? There are some believers out there who are not as saved as they think they are. As a matter of fact, I have a problem with that whole believer thing. I get so frustrated. You'll all come up to me and say, well, my friend so-and-so is a believer, and blah, blah, and then they'll say, but he's in Christianity. Yeah, he believes something, but he doesn't believe this. So why do we use the term believer? What does that mean anyway? Well, it means that they are in. Well, not if they're not actually keeping the covenant. I'd rather use the term covenanted. You know, my friend so-and-so is covenanted. He has agreed to do his best to do what Yahweh says. And what did he say? No, you were doing unrighteousness. In other words, you were breaking the law. You thought you had a relationship with me, right? He says, I didn't know you. I don't know you. Do you really think the person, you know, if it's Yeshua doing this, right? This is him speaking. He's the one being described here. Do you think he doesn't know anybody on the planet? Like who they are? He knows everybody. He doesn't have a relationship with everybody. You have to choose to have that relationship. He draws you, well, the Father draws people to him, and then you choose to have a relationship or not. Then Yahweh raised up rulers who saved them from the hand of those who plundered them. I thought Yahweh was the only Savior. Well, he's got lots of ways to do it. Yahweh raised up rulers who saved them. Who was still the Savior? Yahweh, not the ruler. Was the ruler the Savior? No. Yahweh was the Savior. But he used rulers to do it. You know what disobedience is? And using his death as an excuse? That's shame. To use his death as you want to make a mockery of his death? Break the commands. He died because you were breaking the commands. So keep breaking them is the answer? Well, you know, really, it's that hideous, burdensome, terrible thing called the Torah, that law stuff. And, you know, we just wipe that out, it fixes everything. Really? What did they transgress? My covenant. What is the covenant? You will do everything I say, and I'll take you as my people. That's the covenant. Well, you know we're under the new covenant now. We'll deal with that. It's a renewing of the same covenant. Yahweh doesn't change. Yeshua says, if you love me, what kind of love? Deuteronomy 6, right? You are to love Yahweh your Elohim with all your heart. Same Yahweh saying, if you love me, guard and keep my covenant, my commandments.